What's up, guys? Josh at Trademark Exotics here. I'm gonna do a pretty cool video today for everybody. I've never done this before. Usually, almost always, I get videos of hatchlings and smaller combos. But I'm gonna do a video of some sub-adult girls, maybe even some adult girls, depending on what I grab out of these racks to show everybody. But anything that's in this video is not for sale. That's why they're bigger, because they're animals that I've kept either from last year or the year before. Got a lot of questions about this animal, and I haven't really shared any genetic information on her yet. And I'm just gonna wait until I can produce a couple more to release them to the public. Some people, don't agree with that, but that's okay. They'll be available as soon as I can get a handful out, and I'll release the genetic information soon. Everything I show you on this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. This is the only girl that I'm not going to really share any information about. Just wanted to start the video off with her. She's very nippy too, so she might go at me here. Just wanted to start this video off with her just because she looks so amazing. One of my favorite girls by far. Almost looks like a granite Burmese python, the pattern. It's so crazy how she's so silver like this. I love it. I'm gonna put her back and get something else out. Look at those blue eyes. Oof, beautiful snake. This one is actually, I didn't produce this one. This is a Enchi yellow belly pied produced by Justin Kobilka. And I purchased him, I think, a year and a half or 2 years ago as a hatchling. And he finally started breeding for me now. Very, very bright. I've seen a lot of Enchi, not a lot, but a handful of Enchi yellow bellies, and this one just really popped, so I had to get him. It's always good to get good breeding stock in your males, like really good high expression animals, so their babies can be high expression animals. Got the yellow belly jagged saddles, and that Enchi adding all that pattern in there. And it's not nearly as brown as an Enchi pied. A lot of yellow added in there, orangish from the yellow belly. Squirming around here. One of the reasons I don't do videos like this is because it's so hard to get these bigger animals to stay in the frame, because all they want to do is keep moving. I love the end here, like his tail. The saddles look so yellow compared to the rest of them. Alright guys, I'm going to put this one away, and I'm going to pull out a different Enchi pied combo. It's another one of my favorites. Obviously all these I'm going to say are my favorites. That's why I held them back or kept them or purchased them, depending on what it is. Look at that. Look at all that yellowing on the edges of the saddles. So what this is a lemon blast Enchi pied which is a pastel pinstripe Enchi pod. She's starting to go in shed, so she's looking a little bit dull in some of her scales there. But as you can see, Enchi really brings the pattern in. The pinstripe blushes it out. The pastel brightens it up. So these genes mix together so well. I really love this combo. They're hard to produce because there's so many genes in them, obviously. This is the only one that I own. That is the triple gene combo. But if you guys like this girl, just wait till you see the next one I'm about to pull out. So Lemon Blast Enchi Pied, pastel pinstripe Enchi Pied. Now let's turn it up a little bit. How crazy is that snake? Same exact combo, add cinnamon. So this is a Lemon Blast Enchi Cinnamon Pied, or an Enchi Pewter Pin Pied. Not sure exactly what to call her, but she's got pastel, pinstripe, Enchi, cinnamon, and pied. One of my most powerhouse females that I have. Never thought adding Cinny into this combo would look so beautiful. This was actually produced by a good friend of mine, Josh, over at JHB Reptiles. These actually both were produced by him. And I'm really loving this combination of genes. And it's really brightened the future for my Cinny Pied pairings, because now I know exactly what to put in there to bring back the pattern. The pinstripe, the Enchi, even a lot of pastels are lower white, so it's not even bad to add pastel in the mix. But the Enchi and the pinstripe are basically the most pattern adders that are in them, and it's crazy how the cinnamon doesn't eat up all the pattern. Most cinnamons always eat all the pattern. You get cinnamon pies with white heads or just a little bit of pattern on the head, the rest are white, or they have a couple little saddles here and there, but rarely do you ever see them with as much pattern as these do, or this one does. And that's the Enchi and the pinstripe doing that. And you know, cinnamon pieds are a lot more brown, and to see an animal with cinnamon in it and pied with this much orange and yellow, it's just crazy. Now there was a pewter pin pied in the clutch as well, and it was more high white, but comparing everything that was in the clutch, it was obvious that this one was everything that it could possibly be. And the pairing to produce this was a Lemon Blast Enchi Pied male, just like this one here, but a male bred to a cinnamon pied female. And the ultimate gem that you know, the best thing you could produce out of that clutch, this is it. Had to have her. Beautiful snake. Cannot wait to see what babies this thing brings me in the future. Still not sure what to pair up to her. I never think of what to pair up to them, really. Well, I do a little bit, but most of the planning starts coming when they're 1,000 grams or more, as far as what male I'm going to put, because I know in the future I'm going to have a bunch of different males by the time, you know, the yearlings are up to size. So I try to put off the plans for the females to the future. Alright, I'll put these two back and keep moving along. As you guys know, most of my collection, a lot of my collection is pied. So basically everything in this video, most of everything in this video I'm showing you is either pied or het pied. This girl is a Mystic Potion, 100% het pied. I bred a Mystic pied to a Mojave het pied. So when you put the het pied into the Mystic Potions, it literally strips out all the pattern on the sides. Like Mystic Potions, a lot of them have alien heads going all, like alien head type patterns going all down the sides. And they're a little bit more darker. And the het pied influence makes it like a lot lighter and a lot less pattern for a really clean looking Mystic Potion. Every single Mystic Potion het pied that I've seen basically looks just like this. It's completely blushed out. And they have a really nice looking dorsal stripe too. All Mystic Potions do, well, most Mystic Potions do. Pretty sure all of them do. I know my regular male Mystic Potion has a really nice dorsal stripe, but they also have a lot of side patterning, most of them, but this doesn't at all. And look at this girl's neck, how blushed out it is behind the head. It's like white. Looks like someone took an eraser to it. Had to keep this girl. Had to keep her. Now let me show you her sister. Actually, it's not her, it's her half sister, the next one. The next one I produced by breeding a Mystic pied, the same dad, to a Mojave pied female. So let me grab her real quick. I'll leave this one here for comparison. So what this here is, same exact snake, but a visual pied instead of a het. It's a Mystic Potion pied. And it's funny because every Mystic Potion pied I've seen is solid white. They have this weird looking head, like a weird shaped head. The eyes are a little bit smaller than normal eyes. I don't think they're as small as a lesser pied's eyes, but they're definitely a little bit smaller than it should be. But the cool thing about this one is most of them that hatch are solid white, and look at the head pattern that came out on this one. When it first hatched, it was so faint, almost non-existent, and every single time she sheds, it gets darker and darker. Let me get a closer view of her head. Let me see here. Look at that. Hold on. There we go. Hey. We want to see you. Look at that nose pattern, and then it splits off to white, and then it goes back to a head pattern. Such a unique looking animal. When I produced her, I only seen one other Mystic Potion pied that was all white, so I had a feeling that, you could produce them with pattern on them. And her sibling actually is all white, a male. I kept them both. The male's gonna be a breeder for me. But I'm gonna get Enchi in here and see if I can even bring the pattern back more, which would be insane. I cannot wait to get Enchi in here. Hopefully it does bring back the pattern in the body, so we can see Mystic Potion in pied form, the actual pattern of a Mystic Potion with a twist of Enchi in it. Alright, I'm gonna put these two back. So silver, it's like blinding. Alright, this is the last one I'm going to show, only because I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode and somebody could call me at any second and the video would just end. So if the video ends, that's what happened. But this is a GHI Mojave, 50% het albino. It's produced by Justin Weinrich over at Morph Jungle. Him and his dad Jason produce some really nice animals. So this girl is like 1.5 years old now. A little bit of a slower grower for me, but she started eating really good just recently. She started off good, then slowed down. A lot of ball pythons do that, and at times they need to be put into a smaller enclosure, and then they'll go back on feed, and that's exactly what I did with this girl. After she went on her feeding strike, I put her in a smaller enclosure and she started feeding again a couple weeks later. So if you guys ever have that issue, try that right away. If the snake's in shed, it might not eat, and maybe that's why it's not feeding. And seasonal, you know, males will go off feed sometimes, older males. But if you ever have a snake that's been eating for like a year and then all of a sudden it just stops feeding, try to put it in a smaller tub or smaller enclosure, a lot smaller than the one that it's in, or give it a hide, something to press its body up against to feel more comfortable, and usually that'll get them to start eating again. But anyway, I had to pick up this girl for my buddy because she's just so much darker than, or you know, less pattern than any Mojave GHI that you really, more common Mojave GHI look. So hopefully this one actually proves out to be possible het albino, because she's a possible het. The mom is a het albino, the dad was a Mojave GHI. So I hope to prove her out. I also got her brother, which is the same thing. He has a little bit more pattern, and I hope to prove him out as well, so I could hatch some really nice Mojave GHI albino combos. Maybe get yellow belly in there as well. So hopefully at least one or both of them prove out. But one of my favorite looking GHI combos that I have, because she's not a super, but she looks like she is because she's so clean. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this one. Next video I'm going to upload, I'm going to try to do a video of like even older girls, like at least 5 or 10 adults, like full grown, at least, you know, proven breeder girls or up to breeding size minimum, so everyone can see what they look like, these combos look like as they get older. You rarely see them on film because they're really hard to get in the frame. Alright guys, take care, see you later.